She just wanted to surprise her best friend. A quick visit, a few snacks, and a warm hug. But nothing could compare or prepare her for what she saw behind that bedroom door. Her husband, wet, half naked, her best friend, wrapped in a towel, standing right beside him. Her hands dropped, her heart shattered, her whole world changed in. Adora was a beautiful, quiet young woman with kind eyes and a heart that forgave too easily. She had been married to Obinna for 6 years. To the world, they were the perfect couple. Smiles on Instagram, matching clothes on their anniversaries, and a daughter named Zara who had Obinna's dimples. Adaora had only one best friend, Ujunwa. Uju was more than a sister to her. They had been friends since university days. Uju was single, lived alone, and was the godmother to little Zara. If Adaora was ever tired, it was Uju she called. If Adaora ever needed something to pick Zara from school, it was Uju she trusted. And when Obinna had that strange business trip to Abuja for 3 days, it was Uju who helped Adaora keep calm. But Adaora had no idea. No idea that one she trusted with her child, her heart, and her secrets was keeping a secret that would tear her world apart. It was a Saturday morning, rainy, quiet. Obinna had told Adaora that he was going to visit a friend in Enugu for 2 days. He even kissed her forehead and told her not to worry. "Call me if you need anything," he had said. Adaora had laughed and said, "You are always traveling." And Obinna smiled that same time, charming smile, and made her fall in love years ago. After breakfast, Zara was watching cartoons and Adaora thought, "Let me visit Uju. She's been quiet lately. I will surprise her with some of her favorite snacks." She packed small puff-puffs, a bottle of wine, and Zara's drawing for Auntie Uju. It was just supposed to be a surprise visit, but what she saw instead would make her question her whole life. Uju's compound was quiet, no sign of any visitor. Strange. Adaora knocked at the front door, no response. She took the handle. It opened. The house was warm. Quiet, too quiet. She stepped inside, calling softly, "Uju, Uju, it's me, oh. I brought you puff-puff and wine. Hope you are not still sleeping. You lazy girl." No answer. She walked further in. There were 2 cups of wine already, half finished on the center table, and 2 pairs of shoes by the rug. One was definitely Uju's red slippers. The other, Adaora froze. It looked exactly like Obinna's black slides, the exact same kind he wore every day at home. Her heart started beating fast. Her ears started ringing. "Uju," she called again, this time her voice shaking. From the corner of the halfway, she heard water running. The bathroom. Suddenly, the bathroom door creaked open, and then out came Obinna, wearing a towel, still wet from the shower, and right behind him came Uju, also a towel, her hair dripping, their eyes widened. Nobody moved, nobody spoke. Time froze, and then Adaora dropped the puff-puff on the floor. "Obinna," Adaora said, her voice shaking. Obinna didn't answer. He stood still like a thief caught in the act. "Uju," Adaora turned to her friend. Tell me this is a joke. Tell me this is not real, please. But Uju couldn't speak. Her eyes filled with shame. Adora screamed loud. A scream that could shook the walls. Obinna stepped forward. It's not what you think. Don't you dare, Adora shouted, tears rushing down her cheeks. Don't you dare tell me it's not what I think. You are standing there, half naked in a house, coming out of her bathroom. Zara's jaw slipped from her hand. Obinna moved closer. Ada, let me explain. Adora stepped back, pointing at him with trembling hands. If you come any closer, I swear. She turned to Uju, her best friend, her sister. Why? Why would you do this to me? Why would you do this to Zara? I thought we were sisters. I thought we were friends. I thought you had my back and I had yours. Why will you go back to my back and betray me like this? I loved you as a sister. You know everything about me. But you turned to my back to hurt me? Uju finally spoke, her voice barely a whisper. I didn't mean for it to happen. Obinna confessed that it started when Adora was sick 2 years ago and had surgery. He said he was lonely. He said Uju was just there. He said it was a mistake, but he kept making that mistake over and over again. In Uju's house, on Uju's bed, even during Adora's birthday weekend. Uju, crying, said she loved him. I tried to stop, I swear, but I fell in love with him. I didn't plan it, Ada. Adora shook her head in disbelief. You fell in love? Like you fell in love with my husband, the father of my child, and you stood beside me all these years, smiling in my face. The rain outside got louder, like the heavens were crying with her. Adora turned and ran. She didn't even know how she could got into the car. She didn't even know how she drove home. Zara ran to her at the door. Mommy, did you see Aunt Uju? Did she like my drawing? Adora dropped to her knees and hugged her daughter so tightly. It hurts. She didn't answer. She just whispered over and over again, I am sorry. I am sorry, my child. Adora moved out of the house, took Zara with her. Obinna begged. Uju sent letters, but Adora was silent. She began therapy. She cried. She healed. She found strength she didn't know she had. Months later, they met one last time in a cafe. Uju looked older, sadder. I lost everything, she said. You took everything, Adora replied calmly. Obinna was now alone. Uju had gotten pregnant but lost the baby. Karma had come. Adora stood to leave, but before she walked away, she turned and said, I don't hate you, but I will never be the same you. Both broke something in me, and that's something you will live with forever. 1 year later, Adoras started a podcast for women who had suffered betrayal. She called it The Shower Door Opened. Her first episode, The Full Story, and it went viral because betrayal hurts, but healing is louder. And just like that, she walked away not because she was weak, but because she finally realized her worth. She loved deeply, she trusted blindly, but in the end, she chose herself. What they broke, she rebuilt. What they buried, she resurrected. And what they lost, she transformed into purpose. Because pain doesn't define you, your healing does. This was her story, and maybe it's someone else's truth also. If you have ever been hurt, just remember, sometimes the greatest strength is in letting go. Thank you for watching. If this touched your heart, kindly like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that reflect real emotions and real lives. These are some of the beautiful moral lessons you will learn from this story. Trust is precious. Do not abuse it. When you betray someone who trusts you, you don't just break their heart, you break something deep within them. But Obinna and Uju shattered Adora's trust, and once broken trust is almost impossible to rebuild. True friends don't hide knives behind their backs. A real friend protects your happiness, not poison it. Uju pretended to care for Adora while secretly destroying her home. This shows that not everyone close to you has good intentions. Healing takes strength and time. Adora didn't stay broke. She took her pain and turned it into power, helping others through her podcast. This teaches that healing is a journey and you can rise even after deep prayer. What goes around comes around. Uju and Obinna faced the consequences of their actions, loneliness, loss, and shame. This reminds us that no matter how sweet the secret sin feels now, it often ends in regret. Protect your peace, even if it means letting go. Adora walked away, not out of weakness, but out of wisdom. Sometimes, loving yourself means choosing peace over explanation and distance over drama. I hope you enjoyed this story. Kindly stay tuned for more interesting emotional tales. I love you all. Bye.